All right,
Good.
Rob. How much do you hate your mom?
I love my mom. I give
Good.
her a Father's Day and a Mother's Day card.
Good evening,
Nice.
everyone. Welcome to a special election night episode of LPALive. We are LPAlliance, an intercaucus coalition rebuilding the Libertarian Party and revolutionizing the liberty movement. My name is Amanda Griffiths. Kyle doesn't matter. I'm joined by Rob Yates, who is running for mayor of Charlotte. Rob, on this fine evening, and we were just talking about family dynamics. How are you tonight, Rob?
I'm doing fantastic. A little tired, but feeling pretty good overall. How are y'all?
Wonderful. Yeah, no, you've had quite a week of campaigning. So why?
2 months, week, day.
Because it always defaults
Yes.
left.
Right in my face.
Indeed. No, and I'm sure we'll get into all of this, but like my campaign changed in every way from what I started with.
Mhm.
Like I ran last time. I did okay. I think I got like 4.7% of the vote, right around 5,000 votes. I don't remember exactly. But like there was no chance the Democrat mayor ran away with like 77%. I actually just ran because I was like, I want to help other candidates run, and to figure out like what this is about, I need to run a campaign.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked it, and so then I kept doing it, and I think I have decent ideas that I could implement. But this campaign, I came in, and my goal was to double my percentage from last time. And as soon as the Irina stabbing, that all changed. Like it got dramatic. And I'm I think I only spent like $600. There were some other events that cost money that were part of a coalition against the sales tax thing. But for under $1,000, which is the reporting limit for North Carolina, my strategy was like fill out every survey, go to every event, ask volunteers to help as much as I can, and like throw in pizza if there's something that we're doing together. But when the stabbing happened, all of a sudden, like the number of surveys and the number of people reaching out and the number of times I was on the news and the number of times the news was reaching out to me just went up exponentially.
Wow.
And like, it wasn't, I mean, I don't want to overstate it. Like I wasn't on there 24/7 by any stretch, but like for a libertarian candidate, from what had been up there before, it was a big jump. And a lot of it was the focus on Terry Donovan, the Republican who came in. And that was a weird situation. There was some other guy that was running as a Republican mayor. And then the day of, the chair of the GOP actually started calling, I won't say who, but one of my friends who was also running, thinking it was that guy Mark's phone number. He had pulled the wrong one off the Board of Elections. And essentially saying, like, we have something we need to talk about. We need you to drop out, which was like weird. But so that guy Mark dropped out. Terry starts running, and she raised something, and too much. She raised something like $67,000. I had a fundraiser where I got 20 people to give $24, and I was real happy with it because it was the sales tax would be a $240 increase. So it's like for 1/10 that, let's fight the sales tax. She was having like $150 minimum donations, fundraisers at Ruth's Chris. She had one for moms. It was like $25, but it was some massive thing. She had a team of door knockers, multiple weekends sent down from the state Republican Party. She's doing commercials. There was an interesting little twist where she was originally very much against the sales tax referendum. And then she had a big fundraiser at the Charlotte Business Alliance, a Republican-aligned group who loves the sales tax because they're going to get a lot of that $20 billion. And she took down all of her opposition to it and wouldn't say how she wanted to vote. She would just say, when people were like, where do you stand on the sales tax? She'd say, like, public safety is the first thing, and I won't talk about anything else until public safety is addressed. And it's like, okay.
That's stupid.
Yeah, the sales tax is still on the ballot. Yeah, exactly. Well, did you see you don't want to starve?
Yeah, it's like I don't care about public. It's like I only care about public safety.
So, wait,
You're all
Kyle,
starving to death.
are you saying that the government is responsible for you not starving to death?
Yeah, you're not Frida anymore.
Oh.
He's still in character. He's a method actor.
That's what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not my fault. Doing everything I can.
Look, I know I've had a lot of influence on you. But
Dude, you were like
gotta focus.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is a geisha girl.
For those who don't know what we're talking
Sorry,
about,
I'm going to start laughing just thinking about it.
You should check the most recent Halloween special of Are You Smarter Than a Politician? Starring Frida Kahlo and Leon Trotsky, who I hear is just a beast in the sack.
Well, he's apparently like George's dad from Seinfeld, but yet the younger version.
I was looking at I was taking screenshots of various moments throughout because you saw I did that. This is who runs this account trend. But there were a couple where I was like actually making faces that he had made in the freeze frames, and it was terrifying. But anyway,
it was hilarious. It was so good. You were both so good.
Terry did an incredible job.
Not dying. Yeah.
Terry had a team come in, and she did what they said to do, and that's like one of the big advantages running a race like this. And again, like we'll get into all of it, but to be able to like say, hey, this person could make a dent, we need to send a team in. Like we kind of need to know how to do that. Yeah. I'm not saying there's no one that does, but it's definitely not like a prominent skill set in the Libertarian Party.
Right.
I do like, before I get into more, I want to give a couple of shout outs. Certainly you two, the American Liberty Caucus, Craig Reynolds, James Higgins, the chair of the Libertarian Party of Mecklenburg County, has been a machine. Definitely Free, and all of his crazy supporters, Joe Hanoush, DL Cummings. I'll think of others. But
I don't know.
Just like
Joe Hanoush, come on. Fuck Joe. No.
Fuck Joe.
He's a machine. Joe Hanoush, for the record. He's a quiet machine. He's actually real funny too.
He's one of the people who works.
He's in Florida, so but you know.
He finds so many people that he reaches out to. Like he does so much search and rescue. It's incredible.
And he helped me out a bunch with that, just connecting with people that were doing phone banking and text messaging. I mean, like on pure numbers, God, I want to say after early voting last time, I was at like 670. I'm at 2,300 now.
Yeah.
Oh, but I guess precincts are reporting.
Well, so like for some reason, it's not letting me move that page around. But so this top number is precincts reported. Then
before I was at like 1,700 and there were 0 precincts reported. So it was just I was way up on early voting.
But I mean, you're still at 3.38%. It's pretty good.
It's okay. I was telling Amanda before, I would bet if I had to bet, I will get more absolute votes but lower percentage, because I got a lot of Republican votes last time. I mean, she's had the full machine out. But what I traded in votes is being able to ride that attention. So every time the news reached out, and they have to, like I'm running, they can't not include me. They'll hear about it on Twitter, you know. I took advantage. And so the interviews are going well. I showed up for the debate. That got me a whole lot of press. For me, again, this is always relative. It's nothing compared to what they're getting. But what has happened, and I haven't counted today, but as of the end of yesterday, I had 376 people who had emailed or texted, "We're voting for you. Like, we had not heard of you before. We loved your message. We heard this." Now, that's a drop in the bucket compared to like a final vote count. But like 30 of those people we're meeting up with in the next few weeks to like talk they want to get more involved and maybe even run a campaign. And then there's a couple other people we met, and again, giving shout out. So Craig Reynolds coined the term no-alition and was sort of the marketing person for it. He's unreal. And Robin Emmons ran in District 3 for city council. She hustled herself and got all the signatures to run as an independent candidate. And then she watched my debate with Vi and came up afterwards, and she was like, "I've never heard anything like that before, like in the public sphere. That's exactly what I think." Like, and she's been running as like, people would have considered her a far left Dem, but it was just like, that was the closest thing she could find to her version of liberty. And they're so happy to, and we endorsed her. We were campaigning together. And like talking to her earlier, she was like, "At this point, it doesn't matter what happens. We're just getting started."
Nice,
and like,
nice.
This is how it goes. Like, the machine never stops. The Uniparty never stops.
Yep.
We probably have to stop a little, but
eventually you scale it. Yeah. It's a good personnel.
So this was actually a thing that I argued with someone about earlier today, and so it was really exciting when you said that you had some time tonight and you were going to talk with us.
I do love talking with you too.
I mean, you're dumb, yeah, I know.
I've never ran for office. I can't be that smart.
But the Colorado Mises Caucus was talking about how running candidates is a mistake, and that you can redefine what political parties are, and there's no reason to run candidates and everything else because we never win. Which is not true, but you know, from a certain point of view, I guess you can argue like you never won president, so what good are you? But I want your thoughts on that. Why is it so important to run, even if you can't win, quote unquote?
And so here's the thing, because I've very publicly said I don't necessarily think that the like kingmaker, terrible term, but as a strategy is like inherently bad. But to make it work, you need a very specific set of conditions and an amount of power that gives you leverage. And like you're smoking crack if you think we're like we're the JV players on in a game where they make the rules, own the fields, own the judges, own the refs, have the marketing, can kick us out whenever they want. We can't do anything about it. Have the money, the media. I mean, you think Donald Trump cares what the libertarian? Okay.
That said, just as a reminder for everybody, death kingmakers. Important.
But I'm mocking it, but I want to be clear. I don't think it is an inherently bad strategy, but one of the conditions that have to be met after having the power to do it is like we'd all have to agree. Like this is the way we're going to go, and there'd have to be a real big consensus in the Libertarian Party. It can't be forced on us. Mm-hmm. In the flip side, if we ever want to have any sort of real influence, and whether we choose to use that for a quote unquote kingmaker strategy in the future, I would argue it's probably the negatives probably outweigh the positives in that one, but whatever, not taking anything off the table, or to just grow and get local candidates elected and influence legislation and force the other two parties to start paying attention to us. And also, I think most importantly, all of the people who would support us, but they don't think we can win, so they vote against one side of the uniparty, they're not really voting for something, they would come to the Libertarian Party. And that's a pretty big chunk of voters.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know, it took them 200 years to get there. We've been around for 50-ish.
I also think, you know, we have win means different things, right? Like you define victory different on what you're trying to do as a party and as a coalition. There is the electoral win. There's the getting enough votes to get in office, and that is one form of victory. There is also the post-mortem victory, where the person who lost looks at the margin they lost by and then looks at the minor party candidates and says, okay, well, what can I integrate into my platform for next time? And then there's the victory of publicity. Like a libertarian campaign is a PR tour for the liberty movement and for libertarianism. And converting some of those people is also, I would argue honestly, is really the hugest victory that we should be after. For the long term. So in that sense, it sounds like there have already been massive victories for you this evening.
The volunteers thing especially. Like my last campaign, I think we picked up 2 people. And like, it is not impossible, for real, not impossible, that we could add like 50 to 100, at least part-time involved volunteers. And there's nothing more powerful, I think, in politics than people. Money helps because it gets you people, but ultimately it's people that's what makes the difference, and not just for the voting, but just being out there representing you. Yeah, it's like I am for the work I put in, I think I'm like way more happy with this campaign than I thought I was going to be when this Irina thing started. Because like, I mean, some people know about it, but like I've had a lot of stuff going on at home too. Like I'm going to sleep well tonight.
Good.
You've also done an incredible amount of on yourself lately. Like you've worked on yourself. You've got new job stuff going on. It's incredible. So
I
much
did
going
that too.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Then it's got the sound wave right here from my son's ultrasound right above it.
Awesome. Awesome.
That's
Pretty
cool.
happy with it. Showing off.
What number of campaign is this for you?
3.
3. Okay. Does it get easier or harder?
It gets more efficient. That's
Okay.
probably bad for like mental health. Like I worked harder last time. I ended up putting a lot more effort in this time, but I got way more mileage out of it. Like you just immediately know the things that it's like there's some people that you give a surprising number of interviews that never show up.
Yeah.
And that, or like you'll do a 45-minute interview and you get one line.
Yeah.
I was in the mountains, you know, this for my 20th wedding anniversary for a couple of days last week. And we didn't turn the Wi-Fi on and I didn't have cell service and it was magnificent. But when we went into Blowing Rock, we'd get service and I looked down and I had an email from Zachary Turner from WFA. I think that's the public broadcasting station down here. And he asked me for to answer an environmental survey. And I like environmental stuff. I've worked at ESG firms in the past. Like we're creating an AI product that will help investors invest in companies that are better for our future, but also make money. So it's not like some, you know, it's like if you save water usage, that's going to save you money overall. Electric efficiency, whatever. I'm on a tangent on it. But my point is I was annoyed. Like I like the environmental surveys. I'm very good at those ones. So it was like, I need it by noon tomorrow. And I was like, I'm in the mountains. Like I have to walk around on my phone to keep writing back even here. And he was like, I was like, can you push the deadline by 4 hours? Because I'd be home then. And he wouldn't. So I filled the survey out and I'm gonna write an article about my experience. I'll put the full survey and my answers up.
Awesome.
4 days later, I'm like, when's the article coming up? And he's like, it should be up soon. I'll send it to you.
Oh no.
I keep checking. It's not an article. It's a 4.5-minute podcast. And he gives me much of what I write about is like, I very much think global warming is happening. I very much think humans are contributing to the acceleration. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. And I think the idea that you should cut productivity to fix an innovation problem is ridiculous. And I would love to see more nuclear power. So there's my environmental position. From that position,
Sounds
what
like
he
you're
wrote
losing
is
tonight.
like,
Well, you can't win tonight. Being for nuclear, you're out.
Be gone.
But that nuance didn't even come up. His one line in the interview was like, not all candidates saw global warming in the exact same light. Like libertarian Rob Yates, who believes that, and the line he said, I did really like, he was spitting it out angrily, but he's like, who believes that personal responsibility can be an ingredient in saving the planet. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like that, which I did chuckle for. But that was it. I got that one line.
Yeah.
And, you know, like took time off my 20th year wedding anniversary to like walk around the woods like a goddamn moron. Sorry, I'm venting on that one.
But it's important, right? Because like that, dealing with the press is hard, and then also a lot of times if you are writing an article and you are on deadline, like those deadlines can't be moved, right? And then a lot of times it's like, okay, we're not going to run this, and so we're going to do it on a podcast. I'm not trying to defend the journalist or anything, but I'm trying to defend the journalist.
I'm well aware.
Yeah.
The difference is that doesn't happen to the other two candidates.
Yeah.
Joe Bruno is like the local politics reporter, like he's the guy. So WSOC, I think it's where it is. They send a survey for the candidates to fill out. And he posted the survey. I didn't think I got one. To be fair, I'm sure he sent it to me. Mail goes to junk. Like it comes in fast and heavy, but I just posted on Twitter, hey, I never saw this, not accusing him. So he sends it. I immediately fill it out, put it back up. And then the next day he does like an 8-minute in-studio interview with Terry Donovan. And I wrote like, hey, look at our survey answers. I'm a better interview, basically. Like, and I'm happy to do it. And like nothing back.
Yeah.
So you got to take what you can get, and they can get away with not running your stuff, but it pays off. I am talking too much, but last quick story, Nick Sullivan, the Charlotte Observer, and I like Nick. I've always liked Nick. I think he's a good writer. He did an interview with me at the beginning of the race, and same thing, 45 minutes. I got like a sentence quote in an article about something else. So then he called back a couple weeks later, well, a couple weeks ago, so about a month and a half later, and asked for another interview. Sure. And I did another 45 minutes with him. And the article that he put out, like, I was quoted 20 times. There were 2 separate paragraphs on me, like, call back to it. And it was fair to other people too, but it was like, all right, like, we sort of, I earned the trust.
Yeah. Yeah, it's now one of the Libertarian Party's core functions is running candidates, obviously. Did you get a whole lot of support from the LP when it came to your candidacy or campaign? And I'm talking about either in this particular campaign or when you first decided to run.
Well, not when I first decided to run, but I'm not telling anyone. Like, y'all know how I am.
Yeah.
I from the actual LNC, there's been some support, but more importantly, like what has been the coolest thing about this campaign is like the amount of libertarian support just from across the party. Like Free and everyone with him, Joe, Chris, like put me on the game show, pushing it out, connecting me with people. The American Liberty Caucus, I mentioned on like through Free that I was looking for people to potentially phone bank and text. And within an hour, Sean Kennedy from the American Liberty Caucus called me and was like, I heard you need help.
Nice.
And I'm pretty sure he had like 8 who were going to do a bunch. I had to redirect him. So I don't know if it's North Carolina or federal laws or what, but I'm a candidate, so I'm not allowed anywhere near the phone lists. So like, I don't even know what they did, but they were on it. Like, you know, people held fundraisers for me, introduced me to other people online, and like from the party perspective, I guess if I can convince people that like being decent to people is a first step, is a good way to approach people, like maybe the whole party could, you know, gate a little bit, like learn how to have a conversation. It isn't about Trotsky and Frida.
And no, we could have done a Trotsky and Frida interview if you'd wanted to do that. We could have Leon Trotsky and Frida Kahlo interview you.
I would have lost it. I'm loopy at this point. I would have just had an hour of me laughing,
like
crying.
No, the trick, honestly, the book saved me. The Leon Trotsky's military writings, where I could just, anytime Kyle was being just way too gawky and weird, I just stuck my nose in that book and was reading my own work there. Hooray for props. I don't know, because I feel like this is an important question too. What were some mistakes that you made as a candidate early on that are maybe common mistakes, or maybe mistakes that you didn't expect that you would make that other candidates can learn from?
So last time I made mistakes. This time, and this is, I think, is a good way to sort of define what I've learned. I made some strategic errors in the end. There were decisions I weighed both sides I anticipated wrong, but I don't think I made any mistakes.
Okay.
Like I would have anticipated the outcome right in small places. And I mean, like expenditures for certain things, getting a return on those. Some of the ways we reached out to volunteers, even some of the early marketing, like I have some friends on the radio who will put me on if I ask. I mean, I can't just get on whenever, but like Pete Callender will run me if I have something to talk about. And he's really good. He's like I highly recommend anyone listen to listen to him. He was like a pure libertarian. He's gone conservatarian, but legit conservatarian. But he's a good interviewer. Like I went on because I knew he was going to push hard on everything I asked. But that's what I want. I want the people to hear that. And like, I've got good answers to it. That's how you win hearts and minds. And I'm probably more proud of that interview than anything I've ever done.
What were some of those mistakes that you made the last time that you ran?
Well, so for starters, I should have read what the mayor did.
Know the job description. I think that's a big one. Yeah.
I mean, I glanced at it.
Yeah,
To be fair, it's not that big, but so I registered last time. I told Valerie, I said, it was on my birthday in 2022, 23, whatever it was. I was like, I'm going to register to run for mayor. And she's like, yeah, sure. And I left. And then when I came back, I put it down and she's like, what the hell is this? And I was like, I told you I was going to register to run for mayor. She's like, you were being serious? Like, so. So I didn't have a plan, let's say, going in. So, because I was like, I just need to see what campaigning is like so I can be an asset for candidates. Like I can help things on a mass scale. So 2 weeks in, I get an invite to the Sarah Stevenson Tuesday morning forum, which is actually, I watch it almost every Tuesday that it's on since. It's at the heart of Charlotte politics, but I didn't know about it before that. And I think it's going to be like a meet and greet, shake people's hands. I show up and 15 minutes in, I'm debating Mayor Lyles. Just her and me. That's welcome to politics, dickhead. Like, and the first question was, why are you running for mayor? And to be fair, I knew the mayor wasn't in charge of education. Like my reasoning was like, use the bully pulpit and go after the school board. But I mentioned education first, and people in their forum were like, what? Like, if you're in the mayor for education, you're in the wrong place. Like, that's not how it works. And I was trying to say like the bully pulpit and the relationships, and they're like, no, we know what you're saying. That ain't how it works. All right, lesson learned. Yeah. But then after that debate, and like I had some okay moments. I don't get embarrassed, so that helps.
Yeah.
But the articles were pretty critical of me. Like newbie Yates tries to find his bearings. So fast forward to this last time, and I'm debating by again. Like it's like 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, and Terry didn't show up. And afterwards, I got a ton of good press coverage. Like Yates presents stark contrast while trading barbs with Lyles in fiery debate. So know the job description. That definitely, that's a big one when you're running for mayor. I think the last time I messaged just very deliberately libertarian, like I could explain sort of theoretically why our ideas work, but I had never gone through Charlotte's problems in a way that's like, okay, what is the libertarian solution for this? And so I could only present sort of generalities. This time, I mean, I have a detailed plan on like step-by-step stuff that I would do. And that was probably the biggest thing cited when people were emailing me that they voted for me is like, wow, you explained what you want to do, but in a way that makes sense to me. I'm like, thank you, God. No. That's a joke.
That's always hard for libertarians. Yeah.
I don't trust AI. I write.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, little things like that. So then some of the other like strategic errors, it's like nice that I was able to make them because it was like we had some outside groups that were going to spend money on events, and it wasn't my event, but I could shape how it went because we were trying to get libertarians as part of the coalition. I don't know. We went along with everyone maybe a little too much. Like we brought a decent amount to the table, worked hard. I think we could have asked for more. And I'm not complaining. Everyone was awesome. Everyone was generous. It was never something they were taking away from us. But like politics is a zero-sum game. Like you kind of got to, as long as you don't destroy relationships, you take what you can. So I mentioned this to y'all earlier. I have to actually run and make a campaign call. I'll be in 5 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. We will check in on election updates across the country. I'm sure Kyle is on this. Kyle, are you on this? You're now. I cannot hear you right now. Nope, I cannot hear you. See, Kyle was not using his mic for too long, and then if you don't use it, you lose it. So the mic's not working anymore. And that's what happens when you don't ask enough questions. So I don't know what to tell you.
I bet
there we go. There we go. Disney again? Nope. It was, and now it's not again. When you tapped it, it worked. So it seems like it's just not picking you up well, which is part of the problem because you're always really quiet on these streams anyhow.
I'm not quiet.
No. There you go. Now I'm hearing you.
Nothing changed.
I can hear you now, and I couldn't hear you before.
So I am not necessarily the one that's on it, but Joe Hanush is. And so Libertarian Drew Worley out of Ohio and Vermilion City has been re-elected to city council. Hey, Ray.
Heard it first. Kyle has been outdone by Joe Hanush.
Oh, I mean, as far as someone who is paying attention to things and remembering the numbers and
not even
everything
paying
else,
attention to your microphone, so I would imagine not.
I am paying attention to my microphone.
Your microphone was not paying attention to you.
That's believable. I wouldn't either. Oh well, whatever.
Thanks for million. I love it, Free. Thank you. See, I laugh at your jokes too. Unlike Kyle, who's ungrateful for the humor that you provide day after day, week after week. Thanks for million. I love it.
No, I mean, I tried to have an excellent performance, doing my best to be as sincere as possible and give my all to really capture Frida Kahlo, and Free just laughed at me the entire time.
It was deserved. I thought it was excellent.
No, it was excellent acting.
Kyle's still riding the high from having cross-dressed and done an Arnold Schwarzenegger
except that's
accent.
my first time.
I said you're still riding the high. I didn't say it's your first time. Very good. We had libertarians running across the country for
we did.
Yeah, down ballot. But we did. Apparently what I'm hearing is that you've got a lot of Democratic victories this evening, which is understandable.
Yeah, when when Donald Trump is Donald Trump, it's not surprising that people are doing anything but Trump. I can try to pull up more election information. I'm very glad Free.
Oh gosh, it got a little bit less gravelly throughout the game show. I have to say, and again,
I was trying harder and harder not to laugh.
There was a while there where you were downright Slavic. It's very strange. I'm the one who does the gesticulating. So
I'm the one that gives awkward winks at Free until Amity's mad at me.
There's a different leather jacket too. I don't know if anyone noticed, but that was a different leather jacket that I was wearing that evening. Had more lapels, in that it had lapels. I don't really know what a lapel is, but I'm guessing it was called a lapel. Is that correct? Like little things that do that? Is that a lapel?
So
someone help me.
One of the other ones that
don't.
I have wanted to hear about. We have election results, but so Vic Kaplan out of New Jersey has put some effort in. The way New Jersey is, Vic was stuck as independent only, so his percentage was not expected to be very high. But this is actually better than people had expected there. So I am proud of Vic. Vic is someone who's worked with us and LPA, and he works directly with Lana Lagia, and just awesome folks. We're starting to actually see LP New Jersey make a turnaround and start to go forward. And Vic Kaplan's been one of the leading faces there. So it's really cool.
We did get word out of Pennsylvania that apparently it was Chester County had not included any minor party registrants on their voter rolls. So when minor party voters showed up to vote, accidentally, it's a huge accident, just terrible. When minor party voters showed up to vote, they were told that they had never registered to vote and therefore could not vote. It's a pretty big deal. And I did say on the Libertarian Party account that there should at least be a press release is like the bare minimum that you can do and is not enough, but you need a press release for that, because that is a big deal that people don't understand. The amount of dirty dealing, and it doesn't matter whether it was actually dirty dealing, what matters is it looks like dirty dealing. The amount of dirty dealing that goes on to keep minor parties off of the ballot or out of political influence in this country, like the average voter has no idea. Has no
As
idea
we learned
about
from Leon Trotsky
access.
last week, it doesn't matter what's true. It matters what
matters
happens.
is what happened. All right. But they don't know about minor party ballot. They don't know about ballot access. They don't know about minor party registration. They don't know what fusion voting is. Everyone was aghast that there were candidates in New York that appeared on the ballot multiple times. People don't know about this stuff. And every single one of these is an attempt to sideline and co-opt actual ideological parties. So it is critical that we get out ahead of this and that we're able to say, look at what happened. And this is also the easiest way to build coalitions with all minor parties, because all minor parties are getting hit by this.
Yep.
Every minor party gets hit by this crap.
So, Amanda, are you telling me you don't think it's okay that they tweeted out, "Our bad guys, we didn't do it on purpose, we swear"?
I don't believe that.
What? But
We're
it was just
super sorry. We're super serial. RB.
like, surely no one cares that their candidate wasn't on the ballot. Like, that's no big deal, right? And that they had problems with their I mean, who's having a problem with this? Like, I don't understand. As long as the state has chosen who's going to win, why even show up to vote?
There's only two parties that actually stand the chance, guys. So come on, you pick one. This is democracy, okay? Not a buffet. Yeah, it really is insane. I should just do all of our shows as Trotsky. I've got so many quick zingers. I don't even know how I just transitioned into Trotsky and I'm thinking of the lines.
I mean, all you're doing is
but
proving...
if it were a buffet, it would be empty because we'd have no food. Go on.
You're just proving all the people right. You're just a far left terrorist.
I am
Antifa.
genuinely Leon Trotsky. Yeah, but a press release is the least you can do. And not just a press release to your friends and to your buddies in libertarian media. This is something that should be getting as much attention as you can garner. Aim high.
Yeah,
right?
national news.
And getting minor party coalitions on this with you is going to immediately scale the weight that you have in the attention economy.
Absolutely.
So I will wait to see what happens with the Libertarian Party's august media apparatus, such as it is.
Amanda, it's November now.
I know, it's that late. They're that far behind. Kyle, what else say you?
Those are the big ones that I have seen. I keep hoping that Joe Hanush is going to pop in and give us more news. And now to Joe with news.
Joe is just down in Florida holding a chicken.
Chicken?
He has a chicken in his profile picture on X. Joe is not a chicken. I don't really look closely at your face. Sorry. Oh, Rob's here. Let me look at his face. Oh.
One sec.
I thought he was holding a chicken. Am I completely wrong? I think he's holding a chicken in his profile picture.
I don't remember there being a chicken in his profile picture, but I don't remember his profile picture well enough to 100% sure say.
Show him my crazy here. Is it the chicken or is it the rabbit? Come on. The permitting process for both is terrible. And now back to Rob with relevant information.
See about that. Yeah, I think I'm already pretty close to my vote total from last year, but my percentage is way lower. That's not a surprise.
So can you explain why you're having an election last year and this year? It's a governor. Don't they last forever?
Well, I ran for House last year, and 2 years ago, the governor's race was a year late because they delayed, or the mayor's race, they delayed all the council races because of COVID.
That's ridiculous.
You know, Charlotte's like the one place it made sense because like nobody cared. I mean, that sounds terrible. When the last time I ran, when I got 5% of the vote, roughly 77,000 people, I think, voted. It's 10%. It was less than 10% of the voting population in Charlotte. Like they just don't care.
Amity coming in with more news. Dave Krantz is a big one out of Virginia.
I was interested in that one because he's near where I grew up, in District 13's Falls Church. That means nothing to anyone else, but
no, that's
the
where
DC area. Yeah, that means things to Rob, because Rob knows about the 703. But
hell yeah. The hard
there you
I was 202 at first.
Oh, you're okay. That makes sense.
Then came to 703.
Like a 571. Those are weird.
Now that's what I am.
Okay.
I got 571 when it was new.
Fair.
Do you know I have the same? I've never had a different cell phone number.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I've
had
bizarre.
mine since the 7th grade.
I guess.
Yeah.
I've never had a different
people I know
cell phone
have
number.
changed their numbers at least a couple times.
I've never had a different cell phone number. My dad, I don't think, has either.
Our home phone number growing up didn't ever change. We moved through cities and it always came with us.
I mean, we moved a lot. So you're getting evicted. We somehow kept the same phone number. Being poor is fun.
That's certainly a word for it.
No, I mean, there's upsides, man. I was about to go off on a philosophical rant about raising children on poor versus rich, and I was like, nobody wants to hear that.
I mean, I don't want to hear about raising children now. I don't care about raising children. So
yeah.
Amanda's terrified of children. They smell funny.
Really? I like kids so much better than kids make so much more sense.
Smell great.
All right, Joe Biden.
I mean, like the baby powder, you idiots. And then when they start running around,
walking past babies.
And then when they start like playing in the dirt and stuff, they start smelling not so good.
They start out by shitting on themselves.
Yeah, but that's the entire point. Like the baby powder smells good, and so
that's the entire point. My bad.
In China,
how's it going, Rob?
In most parts of China, babies don't wear diapers. The ass just opens at the pajamas.
Oh yeah.
I'm not making this up at all. They just hold him over a trash can, and the kid just, I don't know how they can tell it's about to go, or it just roll with it. I don't know. But
I definitely had pajamas with like the little thing in the back.
I mean, newborns. Like, there's no diapers.
Yeah.
When you were a newborn, you definitely wore a diaper.
Oh, I imagine I did.
I'm saying. And again, maybe not having kids. Like, there's no kid in the U.S. that's not wearing a diaper unless it's potty trained. China, the idea of diapers is foreign in most of the cities. Like, they wouldn't know what to do with it. They just let them go in trash cans. It's a pretty disgusting place.
That's right, because you lived in China. You never sought public office in China, however.
No.
Not much of a chance there?
Unless I was willing to, like, kill the right people.
Right.
Places.
Rob did not bring libertarianism to China.
For shame.
Oh, I didn't say much in China. That's like the only time in my life that my wife has like threatened me with consequences for my shenanigans where I took her seriously was in China. And she lived there before, and she had a look in her eye I had never seen. And she was like, "You will not be a jackass in China."
I'd like to point out your percent keeps going up.
Yeah.
But that is what happens when. Well, I guess it doesn't necessarily. So never mind.
No, it's.
I know that I corrected myself.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm going to call you stupid for thinking that math changes. Wait, math changes shit.
That's fairly respectable. Again, the Terry already has way more than Mise and Kim had last time. The Republican Party did not support Mise and Kim's run. Misen is interesting. She's passionate, let's say. The first time I met her, I'm telling like political insider stories now.
No, I like that. That's the other thing, is like I want to know how well you get to know the other candidates and things like that.
We were at some candidates event and we'd introduced each briefly, but we were schmoozing. I thought you were supposed to schmooze. I didn't know schmoozing this time. It was a waste of time. But we ended up going down the elevator together. My wife and me, and we sent Kim and her campaign manager, who he claimed to be a libertarian.
Mm-hmm.
He was, I believe, just out of UVA law school, had not yet passed the bar.
Huh.
And like, have you seen the Seinfeld where the guy starts doing cocaine and they all suspect him of doing cocaine? But they're like,
No.
no, it's allergies. And then it turned out he stole all their money and went to South America.
Gotcha.
Jesus.
It's a great Seinfeld.
Gotcha.
But this kid reminded me so much of the guy that was like doing cocaine but pretending not to. And that was Misen. And then she talked about her menopause the entire ride down. And at the bottom of the elevator, Valerie was like, I really need another beer. Well, this is just Misen Kim. So we get to the bottom and Valerie goes, I really need another beer. And she meant for me to hear it because like we just had to listen to some woman talk about menopause for 28 floors.
Mm-hmm.
But Misen heard it, opened her giant purse, pulled the beer out and handed it to Valerie.
Oh my gosh.
We were like, this is getting better and better.
That's amazing.
So we were cool with Misen. I have not talked to her this election cycle. She did get escorted off by the police at an event either last weekend or 2 weekends ago, where the coalition, the people against the sales tax, were coming together. I'm not sure why I got there late. I'm sorry I missed the show, but you know, life goes on.
Mm-hmm.
So the Republicans did not support her, and they are supporting Terry Donovan, and it doesn't look like she much swung the balance of power in Charlotte, but she has certainly successfully rallied far more Republicans than Misen could.
So tell us about the sales tax, because that is something that I've seen from like the local libertarian accounts. It's something that I've heard you talk about. What is the deal with the sales tax? There's something about pennies. What's going on?
And it looks like it's going to pass, which sucks. It's so close. The interesting thing about this race, and then I'll tell what the sales tax is, but the people who are for it, it's business interests. Like the sales tax is a 1 cent increase, which is a 14% increase from 7.25 to 8.25% sales tax on most goods. There's a few weird exceptions. And that money has to go to fixing transit. It's like 40% trains, 40% roads, and 20% buses, I think.
No,
but
trains
well, none of it can be built until the red line is finished. And that's been, and like, I'm not exaggerating on any of this. That's been in progress for 30 years.
Oh, I lived in Los Angeles. I know what happens when someone promises high-speed transit. So
well, this isn't high-speed transit. This is a metro.
Gotcha.
There's already pieces of it. The red line has been approved, I think, except the feasibility studies can't be paid for. This has been going on for 30 years. It took 10 years from after I moved here for them to close the last 3/4 of a mile on 485. Like, North Carolina doesn't do anything unless the state house approves it on transportation. And they are exactly as good as you would think at centrally managing transportation.
Gotcha.
And Charlotte gets some of the worst of it because we're pretty densely populated. Oh, the sales tax. Sorry, I got stuck. I thought, no, because it caught the corner of my eye, and then I was thinking about my race, and then I saw sales tax, and it brought me back. Apologies. I told you I am tired.
No, you're good. You're good.
So
we're very angry.
It will raise 14% raise. Supposed to cost like $240 a person on average. But it's estimated that over the next 30 years, it's going to raise 19.5 to 25 billion, depending on who you talk to. And that money goes 40, 40, 20 to like, it's trains, roads, and buses, or buses, roads, and trains. That roads is definitely a 40%. But like what it goes to is nebulous at best. That's being generous. There's no accountability. They say there's an accountability board, but they appointed the accountability board, didn't tell anyone who it was before the elections. I mean, it's ridiculous. And like the people backing it, the interesting thing about it is that the people backing it, the lobbyists, poured 3.3 million into this race, into this, and we were grassroots. And it's everyone from like Action NC, which is a pretty liberal organizing group, to the Libertarian Party of Mecklenburg County. We had Republicans, we had like the trail came from the Housing Justice Institute was on the team. It's impressive like what people can do when they come together, but especially in a city like Charlotte. So we have a solid core of very informed voters, and then a lot of voters that are just, they don't educate at all. Like, I mean, they don't even watch the news. It can be frustrating. So they know it. So propaganda really works, and it's like on the ground, can we beat a $3.3 million propaganda machine? And it remains to be seen.
Well, I like the ad. I thought the ad was the ad that I saw today, at least, with people dumping pennies on the table. So
that's Craig Reynolds again. I was calling him out earlier. Dude is a magician. Like working with him has been wow. I mean, we told him he's getting the soft sales pitch to start. Like we've got him coming to a couple events. But it's picking up people like that, you know, and finding out that you share a lot of ideals.
Yeah.
Like he was pretty anti-libertarian when we met, and then he's telling me his views, and I'm like I hate to tell you, but we're agreeing on a lot.
Right.
And then he was like, "Oh, that's libertarian stuff." I was like, "Yeah, I mean, we're not all like wild anarchists."
That's the other thing too, is how much do you have to fight during campaigning misperceptions of libertarianism, and how do you do that in a quick and effective format?
As little as I can get away with. No, I'm serious. Like, have you ever heard the writing principle, show, don't tell?
Yeah.
One big mistake I made last time is I was showing a whole lot. I'm a libertarian. What's a libertarian? Nobody cares.
You mean you were telling a whole lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This time, I of course mentioned I'm a libertarian, and I would usually start with something like, our philosophy is pretty simple. It's based on something called the non-aggression principle, which is don't hurt people and don't take their stuff. Sounds simple up front. It can get more complicated when you apply it at a nuanced level. But when we're talking about something like housing costs, you know, and then you start mentioning, I like to talk about Austin and Minneapolis, and they're the only cities that are doing well on housing costs because they keep building. Like no matter what else they're doing, they keep building houses. You have more demand, you need more supply. This is as simple as it gets. I don't know. I probably wasn't that snide. I got a little excited about it. Again, I'm telling you, I'm going on like no sleep.
No, you're good. We wanted you to be here on no sleep, because then we were going to feel better.
I'm having fun. So
yeah.
We do have another update.
Oh, nice.
Scotty Bowman out of Michigan has been elected Detroit Police Commissioner, District 4.
No way. No way. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Scotty is one of the folks that worked with the Michigan team to make sure Michigan was LP again. So good stuff.
Well done, Scotty. Yay.
That's awesome. And that's where, like, we should have someone, first of all, we should have known what was going on with this campaign on like a pretty detailed level. But we should have someone like, hey, can I get every free second you have and you just tell me what you did? Like from the beginning.
Yeah. You mean within the party?
Yeah.
Able to do that. Yeah, no, I would love us to be getting just constant updates on who's running, what's going on, doing that promotion, and just have that be an arm of the LP, right? I mean, candidate support committee exists, but you know, we need that sort of thing. Yeah, absolutely. So you were saying you didn't find so much that there were misperceptions about libertarianism that you had to combat, or there were, and you just decided to show not tell?
Nobody knew what a libertarian was.
Might be better that way, given the alternatives.
I mean, for the general public, probably. Like, a lot of our ideas can be presented in a very scary way very easily.
Yeah.
So instead of coming out with things like I personally think I should be allowed to own nuclear weapons. And like, I would actually drop that gem after I'd met someone 4 or 5 times. It was like, all right, now you get to meet the crazy a little bit.
So,
but for most people, when it's like, how do you feel about gun control? I'm like, we really need to like get the city in a position where everyone is able to defend him or herself and not have to worry about crime. And like, no one really knows what that means. I know what I'm saying, but people hear what they want to hear. Just real quick. So I bartended at the end of college and out of college. That was a great job. I told this story earlier too, but it really relates to politics. And when you're working for tips and making money in the bar, like, you learn how to make your tips good pretty quickly. One thing I would do is if someone's wearing a college anything, hat, shirt, whatever, it's like, oh man, did you go to Kansas? Yeah, I graduated 2 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
every time. And I mean, I averaged like 27% tips. Like, people loved it. Then I was like, really, the key to most people is if you present to someone that they think they're relating to, no matter what you're saying or doing. Another one where right before we invaded Iraq, I was pretty against it, but the country was still, I don't know if y'all remember, but they changed the name of French fries.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Hill to Freedom Fries.
Yeah.
So every time someone ordered fries at my bar, I would say, don't you mean freedom fries? And inevitably, I could tell someone's politics, because if they were on the left, they'd be like, oh, that's a good one. You're right. Freedom fries. If they're on the right, they'd be like, you're right. I didn't say it any differently, but like, people just hear, like, everything is interpreted through this lens of like, this is my version of reality.
Yeah.
So then you just like say stuff in the most honest way you can that people can digest. And that's how you win them over. If you talk about what a libertarian is, it's like, we should just filter, like, did your mom take Tylenol? All right, you come with me. Nope, you're over there.
That could just be, that could be just the vetting question right there. Anyone whose parents took Tylenol during the pregnancy is coming to the forum. Tell us about this, because you were touching on this a little bit, this candidate, I'm not sure what party, that you didn't expect to form a coalition with, and you ended up endorsing one another.
I don't know if Robin endorsed me. She was campaigning for me.
Okay.
I don't like endorsements. If there's a really key strategic one, fine, I'll bite my tongue. But I just feel like if you need someone else to tell you who to vote for, I don't necessarily think you should be voting. So I hate getting endorsements. It feels dirty. And I got a couple from people who knew me and I respect, and it was like, okay, I'm proud to like at least say they're on my side. But we endorsed Robin, and it blew her away, because she was sort of unfamiliar with the process for us, because the Libertarian Party of Mecklenburg County will endorse any so they can't be a Green, a Democrat, or Republican. They can't be on or have ballot access in North Carolina, but we'll endorse anyone else. So when she got it, it was like a surprise to her. But then we started talking about it, and she's just like, she took this survey, and she's like, if you read, and she's incredibly accomplished, like award after award, recognition, community organizing, started community gardens, like she's an organizer. But if you read her awards, you would be like, this is something from like Donald Trump's woke fever dream. Like, no, I mean, some of it's that, but a lot of it is like, hey, this is somebody who's out there doing something and getting recognized for it. And you all just think that anything that has these words in must be woke.
So did she get the Order of Trotsky? Because I've been trying to like institute an Order of Trotsky. And
I mean, she got awards for building like successful community gardens. So
I don't know if that's the order of Trotsky.
she nodded
maybe
at it.
like rabbit enclosures, but I don't know.
No, but yeah, she's like I said, she was the most fired up talking on the phone. She's been doing events, she's been showing up at our events. She's ready for like what's next. And that's awesome. Because I mean, even if she doesn't turn out to be libertarian, it's nice to have allies who at least are willing to do what it takes to take this system down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's what's key, right? Is that we will, we'll sort things out. We need to sort things out, but right now we've got to get to critical mass, and there's enough commonality with a lot of minor parties that we cannot get that critical mass just by staying within that circle of however many registered libertarians we're at right now after the arena reaction drop off. There has to be coalition building, and there has to be working together on overturning the current system.
I mean, last election cycle, when it was our governor running, I served as the temporary comms director of North Carolina Forward Party.
Mm-hmm.
In just a couple of months, they were almost brand new, and it was like, all right, I'll be comms, I'll help y'all, like just see how to do a few things, on getting ballot access, and then they were going to endorse most of the libertarians that they picked anyway. But it was like, in return, I get to like promote the libertarians you're endorsing in the way I want, and it worked out well. And like, we got a bunch of ballot signatures, and our candidates got a few more votes.
Insofar as you define success for campaigning, do you think this campaign has been successful for you?
You mean solidarity, Amanda?
I said success, not yeah. Of course, has this campaign been a victory for solidarity? But it sounds like it has been. So, and I know that you like unity, so you might not be feeling so great about that right now.
I think it's been great for unity. I think you and I really think unity means something different.
We do. We're using it differently. I think that it's important to accustom ourselves to the word solidarity. But
that sounds so commie.
Yeah, unity sounds so like neo-connie. So
unity is so punk rock.
So
just think of like the Operation Ivy shirt. Unity.
It's not. It's like United States Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. So who's the commie now?
Punk rock is pretty communist. It thinks it is.
Yeah.
To be fair,
has this been well? I mean, so you're talking about the NAP as the base, where really it's an essential corollary from the principle of self-ownership. So we have even more to argue about. But has this?
No, I actually agree with you on that. I just say the simplest thing to people.
Yeah. There we go. Now I got a new moniker.
I mean, seriously. Have you listened to Rancid or Operation Ivy or Black Flag or Fugazi?
Yeah.
I mean,
I was just going to start naming.
I was a big fan of when Trump played Rage Against the Machine.
Was it Trump? Wasn't it?
He did this last cycle. They freaked the fuck out.
I remember Romney and Ryan played "We're Not Gonna Take It Anymore."
Yeah,
this was back when Ryan was like really cheeky. And I loved this from him. Twisted Sister got all upset and everything, and Ryan just sent out a statement that says, "We're not going to play it anymore." I thought that was cute. That was Paul Ryan is still in my state, so maybe he can call me.
But didn't Paul Ryan also say that he listened to Rage when he worked out, and they were like,
"Oh yeah." No, Paul Ryan was kind of wanted to be a rebel, and then should have joined the Libertarian Party.
This is an idiot's idea of a rebel. Like. Yeah. Rage sucks.
Yeah.
It's a terrible band.
I do like We're Not Going to Take It Anymore, I have to say.
Sure. They have some fun, catchy songs.
Yeah.
Tom Morello is a really good guitarist. But as a band, like, if you're wearing a hat that says commie, like sitting in your $1 million house doing an interview for Rolling Stone.
That's a lot of commies, I have
communist.
to say. Yeah, no, a lot of commies. Zoran Mamdani never had, I know he's a democratic socialist, not a communist, never had a job. That's just how it goes.
I would respect these people if they were communists. I think they're crazy, but I would respect the commitment.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're just like some spoiled socialist hustler, Get out of here.
That's how I feel about a lot of DSA types. Like, be a communist or go home.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
You heard it here
so many
first.
things
Be
that
a communist or go home.
No, I'm
That one
serious.
too.
that's gonna get clipped too.
You were pretty serious about it.
We're gonna do a stinger of that and just be a communist or go home.
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
I think we can message to communists and Marxists. I really do.
Yeah.
No?
Well, I mean,
I
like,
feel
that's
like they need to like finish their thought. Like,
just airdrop me, seriously. And I know there are a bunch of people who want to airdrop me from a helicopter right now, but like, send in the Amanda. I've been in academia for like, that's my voice. That's 17 Amanda's voices. That's not even a joke. But yeah, I think so. There are a lot of folks that are DSA because they want an option that is not the Democrats or the Republicans, and they don't actually like a lot of the stuff that DSA is polling, but are, you know, against the current political regime. And we need to be doing that messaging. There are a lot of voluntarists in DSA. That's what I've learned.
I think at the DSA level, that sort of, I mean, I don't want to in any way like assume that the whole party is this way, but there's a certain portion at least that like went to $100,000 a year college and took grievance studies.
Yes, but that's a lot of people in general. And,
to be fair.
Yeah. I do think that there's a lot more opportunity on the, you know, among the progressives right now than the conservatives.
That's interesting. I think there's a lot of opportunity with non-MAGA conservatives.
There is. I think there's more with progressives right now. Non-MAGA conservatives are still, you look at the data, are still conservatives, right? They'll still identify as Republicans. Whereas if you get progressives, a lot of them are non-identifying as Democrats. And
because they want to identify as, it's so, they still vote that way. It's so disingenuous.
Yeah.
They're like, we hate Joe Biden, but Donald
Hey, some
Trump
of those went Jill
actually
Green
Hitler.
this last time.
Yeah, they'll
Jill
occasionally
Stein,
vote
not Jill
for someone.
Green.
No, Green.
Jill Stein.
She's part of the Stein Party.
I mean, that is true. It is now effectively the Stein Party. I've known academics who very much like her. So
I feel like that when we talk about woke, the reason it sort of at this point refers to that demographic is that they have allowed identity politics to become like the core thing that they react to.
There's a woke progressive segment, and then there's very much not woke progressives. And
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you know, then there are some who are like, I hate wokeism, except for their one preferred little woke cause, right? But I
don't like calling it woke. I kind of hate
Right,
that word.
right, I do too.
It's meaningless.
It's a shorthand.
I just say it's identity politics.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's postmodernist identity politics, but it's identity politics.
I've seen honestly a trend away from that in general, because you definitely have swaths of the progressives who are playing the identity politics game. I've seen a trend away from that in recent years among progressives and toward that among conservatives. And I'm speaking again on the macro level,
particularly in the trans issue.
Yes. Yeah.
And I guess immigration now too.
Yes.
That's just another identity politics game.
Yeah.
But I mean, the pendulum just swings further each time, because that was a backlash to the very targeted, like, anti-conservative, anti-white, anti-male, anti-Christian, like patriot traditional example of a male that you got, especially it kind of hit like a cannonball right with COVID. I think that the way it was received was hyperbolic. Like, it didn't affect me. I saw it, but like, it didn't affect my life. They're still just words.
Yeah.
But some people took it very seriously, and certainly there were people that were affected. There were cancellations sometimes.
There was a panic at the academic level, and the panic was mostly directed toward fair-skinned males, but and that's still there. But I think generally speaking, people are trying to pivot away from that among progressives and not so much among conservatives.
No, conservatives are leading into it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I just think that's because, like, in politics, it's every reaction has like an unnecessarily bigger reaction.
Yeah. And conservatives have become, I mean, they've always been reactionary. That is what conservatism is. But yeah.
So see, I don't even think conservatism and liberalism are different in approach. Like, they're just both reactionary.
I'm not a huge, I'm here. We might be using terms differently as well, but I know that there are a lot of classical liberals in the Libertarian Party. I don't consider myself a classical liberal. I don't consider myself a liberal.
In fact, you're probably right. It's Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah,
is really what it is.
Yes. And that's
we're saying conservative and liberal, but we're talking about reactions from political parties.
Right. And both of those are reactionary. And that's why I kind of try to use conservative and progressive rather than conservative and liberal. Or when I'm talking about conservatives, I'm talking about people on the right, and usually the statist right. And then when I say progressive, usually I'm referring to like non-libertarian progressive statist progressivism. So
when I think about it, for me, libertarianism stretches from like, ANCAP up to minarchist, and then to the right, it can go, I think, as far as constitutional conservative, and on the left, like true classical liberal. And that's sort of like very vaguely the property rights and civil rights threads, if you will.
I would put classical liberal, because I think of classical liberals and minarchists as very closely related. Anarchist to me is furthest left, just in terms of definitionally speaking, just by the traditional definition. So that includes ANCOMs, ANCAPs.
For sure.
Yeah,
but I know exactly what you're saying. I don't disagree. I just used very much like the modern understanding of what liberal means.
You make it harder for us. You just make it harder for us, Rob.
Yeah, but I'm trying to speak normie.
I know, but the thing is, so I think that you have to meet someone where they are in order to move them. Yeah, no, you have to meet someone where they are in order to move them to where you want them to be, right? And so I do think that reorienting our lexicon is important in certain situations, especially when it comes to coalition building. I want to go back to the original understanding of right and left. And maybe that's one of the only original things I want to go back to, but because I think that helps us ground our coalitions. Real quick. No.
As soon as this closes, should I call for a recount?
Absolutely.
Oh God.
Just like the
I apologize. Please keep going.
No, that was all. Just that I think it's critical for coalition building, for us to understand that there is actually a simpler way to think about right and left, and it is, totalitarian and not totalitarian. Now, then you can distinguish, conservative and progressive, left and right. But at the end of the day, when I'm thinking about right and left, I want to go back to those original definitions, because it helps us focus on what the true enemy is. And then whatever voluntary arrangements we have beyond that, that's fine. But that's a particular
for
sector.
Us, I can roll with that. My one quibble would be that just what those definitions actually mean can turn into like a very long conversation.
It can, which is why you just sneak it in. It's like vegetables with ketchup.
No, but I mean, everyone mostly agrees with what you're saying. Nuanced differences, but
yeah.
I feel like figuring out the proper strategy is a good conversation for us to have, but like there's a good chance that I blasted this out. There's probably some people who are not libertarian watching.
Mm-hmm.
I would encourage everyone to speak normie to normies all the time.
But there's speaking normie to normies, but then so there's always a goal in speaking normie to normies, right?
Yes, so they understand you.
Yeah.
You don't scare them away.
Yes. But again, you want to move them somewhere, right? You want to change. You want to get them to think in a certain way. You want them to think about a certain thing. Yeah.
Freedom of association is an awesome
Yes.
concept for a normie.
Yes.
Abolish the Civil Rights Act is a terrible thing to say.
Exactly. But so again, that's what I'm talking about when I'm discussing changing, or not even changing, but returning to the original lexicon. That I'm not just going to go in and say I'm a leftist. It's a show, not tell. But I call the way that I think and the way that I feel and the policies that I want to see left. Because that is the traditional understanding of things. And again, I'm not going to open with, I guess it depends on who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to, I probably wouldn't be talking to conservatives. That'd probably be somebody else's job. But like, I'm not going to go into work and call myself a leftist. But
if you walked into work and said, "Hey, what's up? I'm a leftist," that would be an objectively strange thing to do.
Just scroll in.
So
guess who's a leftist?
This is true. I have a lot of LPA stickers on my laptop, like on the back of my laptop, and Kyle knows this for a fact. I go into my office, I go into headquarters 1 week out of every month, and I have bought a laptop case specifically for work because one of the things that I have is the amazing anarchy flag, which is the red and black stripes that we have. It's an anarchy flag sticker on LPAlliance merch. And I have that there. And then I've got the Death to Kingmakers flag. And then I have the LPA insignia. And I have to cover that up with a laptop cover. So yeah, just to survive in the workplace.
Yeah, I feel it. I try to keep those two parts of my life pretty separate. It's not that I care, like people know what I do and people at work know that I do this, but I don't know. Crossing those two worlds is too many things to think about.
I would love this to be work, right? Like I would love to be able to do this full time. I want people to love what they do. But it's funny because
we're far from that.
Yeah. Well, I know. And that's like, what we've got to fight for.
The Republicans last year put up like a not help wanted, but a job role for chair of the Republican Party in North Carolina. I think the salary was $198,000 a year, plus like huge incentives, all the benefits, car, travel. Like that's more than we go through in like 5 years.
Yeah.
We are competing against ungodly amounts of money.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. And that's another thing that I think we can coalition with people on is the role and the influence of money in politics. That's where you can find a lot of solidarity, Rob, between
parties. We were united.
I'm gonna send you to the gulag so hard.
I think I do all right in the gulag.
I like how it sounds like you've thought about this.
Yeah,
like you've considered your gulag survival skills. Yeah,
I wake up every morning and I jump into a tub of 0.1 degree water for 7 minutes.
Are you like one of those cold shower in the morning people? Because
it's incredible.
You know what I hate is that it actually does help. It does actually make you more energized.
I
hate that fact.
Without it now.
I hate that fact because it's so awful and so cold.
It's because she's terrified of the cold.
The cold is cold. I don't know what to tell you, Kyle. It's cold.
I get it. My wife hates the cold, and I want to have the windows open in December. Mm-hmm. That's probably the biggest conflict of our entire marriage is what temperature should where we are be. If I get to the beach house first, it's kind of like, you turned it all the way down already, didn't you? Goddamn right I did.
Growing up, the battle in my house is always for the thermostat between myself and my mom. So
nice. And she wanted it cold?
No, she wanted it hot. I want it cold. Or no, sorry. She wanted it cold. She was hot, and I wanted it hot because I was cold. There we go.
Yeah, that I believe.
Yeah.
Amanda doesn't care about your hot flashes, ladies.
I don't. Although I have had hot flashes. They're very uncomfortable.
Is that like George Bush doesn't care about black people?
Exactly. We're going to clip that too.
Oh God.
Oh my God. And then we have to sign up if we're going to run again in like a month and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's the question. Are you going to run again?
Probably.
Mhm.
I wish I wasn't.
Why?
Probably.
So
I
that's the
can't
most
let shit
lackluster
go.
campaign announcement I've ever heard.
No, I don't like.
Rob's
I
fucking
wish I
Eeyoring
didn't
over
have to
here.
do any of this. I like it. Like I like working with y'all, but it is
Mhm.
crazy how much I take on sometimes.
Mhm.
I'm an idiot.
Mhm.
But I can't say no. I'm so bad at leaving things. Like, I'm so competitive.
So why do you do it?
Yeah, I can't lose. I can't give up. We lose when we give up. If no
Mhm.
one gave up, we would have won. But people give up. So if
Mhm.
I want to tell people you can't give up, then I can't give up.
Right.
Exactly right.
You can shift your strategy though. That's the thing.
Yeah, sure, in and out. But like, I don't think I'm a good candidate, but I think I'm a solid, like a legitimately decent candidate.
You're an excellent speaker. You're excellent at marketing these ideas, even though you get the words wrong, and we're gonna have to work on that. But no, you're really, really gregarious and affable, and good at making people feel like they know you, and that's it doesn't do everything in politics, but that goes a long way in politics.
Well, I really appreciate that, and for what it's worth, it's not an act. Like,
Yeah, no,
I like people.
I believe it.
But and I appreciate that because I work hard at it, and I do think I'm pretty good on that side. But like, I hate the organizational stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did so much. Again, James Higgins, LPMEC chair, he did all the organization. Like, he was my campaign manager, and also being a kick-ass chair all around MEC.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot say enough good things about James. But because he did all that side, I was able to go out and do what I do best. And in terms of like affable, relatable candidates, that's probably not our strong suit in general.
Mm-hmm.
And so if
Yeah.
by running, like, I can continue to like figure out ways to succeed through those strategies that maybe like help other people out, you know, as long as I'm in Charlotte, it's going to be a hell of a long shot or winning the lottery to like really make inroads here. But we have counties in North Carolina where libertarians lose like 400 to 300. There's a lot. You know, a little bit of work on learning how to campaign, you got to turn 51 people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep
Away from the polling place.
Yeah, seriously. We
That's
had
the easy way.
someone, we dropped the ball a few years ago. She was running for like soil and water, and she had like 36,300 and the other person had 36,333. So she
Wow.
lost at that level by 33 votes. So it's not impossible. And one win leads to more, leads to more. We're gonna have at least one mayor win his seat for the second time in a row in Tabor County. I think his name is Tate Mayo. I should know what county he's in. It'll come to me in a minute. But yeah, so I will probably, it'll depend. I don't even know what's on the ballot. Like, as bad as that sounds, I'm looking ahead to 2028 because we're trying to get
Yeah.
a bunch of state level candidates, and that takes longer, like good candidates. So yeah, we'll see.
Gotcha. Well, Rob, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for talking through election results with us, and why the heck you run to begin with. It's always a pleasure.
So before we go, I actually have a
Yeah.
question for you
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Why don't you run?
'Cause I'm not electable.
I
Yeah, but
actually intended to
none
run
of us
next
are.
year.
I mean, not yet.
Why don't I? Honestly, the biggest reason I don't run is because I'm a nomad. So I never stay in one spot long enough. I, you know, maybe.
I'm not being accusatory. I was
Yeah.
surprised. Like the way you two operate, you like doing stuff, you like learning. I was just surprised you had never checked it out.
Yeah, I've never been in one spot for long enough. And I think that's a pretty big deal. Maybe after planting roots in Chicago again. But I think it's mostly that.
What you
I
Kyle?
also, and again, I guess as a libertarian, you don't really have to worry about winning. But, I definitely don't want to hold elected office because I want actual power. So, which is true.
So I had actually intended to run for DeKalb County Commissioner next year.
Oh, hell yeah. Congratulations.
But I have been dumping all of my excess funds into LPA. And so my funding that was intended for running is lower. So I think LPA is bigger than DeKalb for some reason.
Makes sense. I agree.
And if you guys, sorry, go on.
After you.
No, I was gonna wrap. So please go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say as a closing note, one thing you asked if I was gonna run again.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that will be a heavy determining factor is like, is it a race where I have to fundraise for real to make a difference? And then like, do I want to fundraise? Because that's a whole different animal, and it is quite a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you all very much for having me.
Thank you so much, Rob.
Anyone watching, if you have any questions, reach out anytime if you're a candidate and want to share swap war stories. No, just
what do you have to plug? Do you have anything to plug other than us?
Nah, not tonight.
No. All right, guys.
Thank you to everyone for your support. No, this was like, seriously, I feel like I did well, and I feel like so much of it was because people just helped out. So like,
I'm just gonna let Susan know that you're not plugging anything. It's fine.
She probably would yell. She probably would yell at me.
If you guys want to get involved, you can join us on the Discord at discord.gg/LPAlliance. You can also follow us on the social media at LP_allies. That's on X. Please do like and subscribe. It means it means a lot, and it makes a difference. Share this out. Share it because Rob's on. Rob's great. You just put your hand over Kyle's face. It's fine. Check out the Torch, thetorch.media. Submit to the Torch, thetorch.media. And please do donate to LPAlliance. Help us get 100 people to the Grand Rapids Revolution and take this party forward. As always, we are so much stronger with you. So